Thank you very much for the introduction. And it's really nice to be here and talk about hypothermia after 2 years of being part of this project. And I will start talking to you specific about my project, that is heat shock response and tumor tissue damage after hyperthermia and radiotherapy. If we talk about hypothermia, we focus in mild hypothermia, and we focus in 3 main parameters: temperature, duration, and region. Hypothermia as a cancer treatment is used as a chemo and radiosensitizer. That's why we are called Hyperboost, because we're boosting the effects of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Standalone, heat can be used in the form of thermal ablation, but that's a completely different mechanism of hypothermia. That's our main topic. There are clinical applications of mild hypothermia. It can be given either local, regional, or whole body hypothermia. For cancer treatment, we focus in local hypothermia and regional hypothermia, and are the main treatments that are now clinically used. Limitation for hypothermia is that achieving a homogeneous target temperature in tumor remains a challenge. That's a challenge for the physicists mainly, how to give this heat exactly to the tumor or exactly to a region that we are interested, that is not superficial, that is deep in the body. The effects of hypothermia can be mild and there is a small therapeutic window. And besides this, cells can adapt to hypothermia or can get the thermotolerance. And that's where, as biologists, we came. Because we would like to understand which is the effects in biology of hypothermia. So we know that hypothermia has, in a cellular level, we group it in 3 main characteristics. We have, there's a change in cell membrane protein protein-lipids ratio. There's increase of proteins unfolding, and there's nuclear process. And they all lead to disruptions in cells, and at the end, cell death. To identify some targets, because what we want to do is know that there are these effects in cellular level. Now, how from biology we can improve this? So we did a drug repurposing screen where we use 6,000 drugs and find out which of these drugs was making cells more sensitive to hypothermia, and we found 2 top drugs, carfilzomib and ENC. I'll focus in carfilzomib. And also we perform an in silico analysis where we were looking for different drugs that are already known, and their effect to thermosensitize. So here we got elesclomol and menadione. And we started working with elesclomol and ENC in a previous project, and now we're focused in menadione and carfilzomib, the other 2 top hits. So we can see that menadione is a form of vitamin that is already in the market, and menadione can, as you can see in the figure, can make the hypothermia treatment more efficient. So we are figuring out which is the mechanism and how can we use it, how this drug interacts with radiotherapy and other combinations with chemotherapy to improve the treatments. So we are in this phase now, tasting the drug. We know that thermosensitize, and we are doing further experiments with that. We're also studying carfilzomib. Carfilzomib, it's a drug that is now used for multiple myeloma treatment. It's already used for cancer. But we found out that carfilzomib also thermosensitizes. So now we're figuring out which is the mechanism of thermosensitizing. Carfilzomib is part of the drugs in a family called proteasome inhibitors. And we are making further studies to know which is the exact mechanism of carfilzomib and how can we take advantage from this drug in hypothermia treatments. So our future plans is underlying the mechanism which carfilzomib exerts its thermosensitizing effect and validate in vivo, of course, its results. And also to explore future perspectives of how we can use menadione as an adjunctive therapy in hypothermia-based cancer treatments. So thank you, Hyperboost, and we are looking forward to take over to be a new generation who will take over projects related to hypothermia. Thanks.